In this week's episode of The Verdict,
The Buffalo Bills hold the best record in the NFL.
the Jacksonville Jaguars hold the best record in the NFL.
The Cleveland Browns hold the best record in the NFL.
What's going on here? NFL is kicking off. Court's in session, Manny. We got the NFL starting up here. Tomorrow night, we got the Patriots and Steelers kicking off, and we got a full slate of games on the weekend. Are you excited?
Yep, I think it's about time to get excited now. I think we've been faking it for the longest time, being like, hey, it's coming soon, but NFL is here tomorrow night. So yeah, like you said, Pittsburgh Steelers at Gillette Stadium to face the New England Patriots. So we're gonna kind of do a rundown and see, which division's gonna win the Super Bowl and who's gonna fight Buffalo Bills the hardest.
Yeah. That's what that's the nitty gritty.
Let's start in the AFC East.
Okay, AFC East. I feel like we're probably gonna pick the same team here, but I'm gonna give a quote from one of the finest North Carolinians in history. Friend of the show, Ric Flair, once said, "To be the man, you gotta beat the man," and that is why, mainly, I'm saying the New England Patriots are going to win the AFC East.
Big surprise. Surprise music.
They're clearly the most talented team. They have a resume to prove it. And on top of this, I think they're going to be playing motivated. Remember in 2007, they got caught in Spygate? What happened after that? They went 16-0, blew out every team in the league. I think Belichick and Brady are pissed off. They're angry. They want to blow out every team again. They think Deflategate is tarnishing their legacy.
Couldn't agree more. When Brady wants to play, we saw last year when they got beat down by Kansas City, I think it was week 3, week 4, they got blown out in that game. Everybody was talking about this is the end of the era, Belichick, Brady, finished, that's it. Next game, they were at home to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Brady came out throwing. His first 3 plays, throws down the field. And Belichick hates to do that. He likes to run the ball. So you could tell he was a little bit pissed off. So yeah, I think no great surprise that we're taking the Patriots to win the division. Any other team playoff bound?
You drinking the Rex Ryan Kool-Aid south of the 49th parallel?
I am a Kool-Aid guy. We figured that out last week. I am going to say this. I have every single slot filled. I believe who's going to make the playoffs, except for one, which is the second wild card in the AFC. And it's between 2 teams. One is the Buffalo Bills. Okay? I got them going 9-7. They don't have a quarterback. They have an incredible defense. They don't have a QB. But they're...
No offense.
They don't. But the team that I have them tied with is the Houston Texans, who also have no offense. So switching over... Because I'm not going to talk about the Jets or the Dolphins, because what's the point? Jets could be one of the worst teams out there, I believe, this year.
And Dolphins are just a middling team stuck in mediocrity.
Forever and ever.
They're too good to get a bad playoff pick and help rebuild, but they're too bad to ever make a playoff. It's a terrible spot to be in.
Awful. Feel sorry for them. Now, AFC South, because we were talking about the Texans. Let's stay on that topic. Who do you like? Do you like them?
Do we even have to talk about the AFC South? This is the most boring division in all of sports, not even football. It's Indy. We all know Indy's going to win.
For sure.
They've continually proved each year. Andrew Luck's been there. They've made it farther in the playoffs each year. I just think they're knocking on Super Bowl's door. They're clearly going to win the division.
They are going to win the division. It's a very weak division. That's why I think that Houston might take the other wild card game, just simply because the rest of the division is so weak. I mean, you got 2 games against Jacksonville, 2 games against Tennessee, who have no players. Except for, Mariota. Maybe if he plays well and doesn't throw any interceptions. He has no one to throw to. He has Kendall Wright. That's your number 1? They don't really have a great running game. The defense is meh. So Tennessee could be, again, one of the worst teams out there. So I think that Houston has the chance of the wild card. But we're taking Indy and New England to win the division so far.
About Houston having a chance at that wild card, I do think they have a chance at that wild card. I will agree with you. Rare, I know. But that is only if J.J. Watt plays quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. He needs to play every offensive
Which I've heard they're
position.
going to do this year.
That's their only hope.
There's a new package in there. If there's not, add it. because you're gonna need it.
They need him.
He needs,
They need him on every snap on the field.
So okay, AFC North. This is a tough one.
Up north.
Always is.
Oh.
There's always a bunch of teams that somehow kind of scrape in. Are you drinking the team that's playing first game of the season, Pittsburgh Steelers?
You know what? I have some good news. Verdict fans, Verdict followers. I was on the Tinder recently. I was on Tinder and I got myself a hot date. With my couch, a bag of all-dressed potato chips, and the television for every AFC North battle. This is the most exciting division in football. I can't get enough of it. Like, I don't know. I have no clue who's going to win.
Good. Neither do
Every
I.
team is exciting. Even not the Browns. No.
Man, the
There's three exciting teams.
The Browns are gonna finish last.
But it's a toss-up aside from that.
Browns finishing last. It is a toss-up. I got the Steelers just because I think it's their turn. I think that division's kind of like that. It's kind of 1-1, and I just don't see how Cincinnati is going to continue to keep getting into the playoffs with such a strong team and then failing in the playoffs. They're going to have an off year, and I think maybe this might be it when they don't get in. But I got the Ravens also getting in with the wild card or something like that. I think 2 teams from this division will get in.
What team aren't you picking for that second wild card?
That's it. I've used them both. Okay?
Holy!
There was no room for the Raiders, which is a shame.
I'm gonna agree with you. I gotta make a pick, even though I think it's a 3-way coin toss. Find yourself a 3-way coin. Just based on offensive firepower alone, I think the Steelers. You got Big Ben airing it out to the, I'd say, a top 3 receiver in the league, and Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell running the ball. You can't stop that. Ravens don't have a great offense. Flacco's got nothing to throw to.
You'll lob one of those up there again and see what happens.
That's
Flacco's style.
I feel uncomfortable right now. We are agreeing on too much.
Well, then let's change it. AFC West.
This is now a family show.
AFC West.
AFC West. Is this the year? Is this the changing of the guard year in the AFC West?
No. Broncos.
Wow.
Manning, he's not done yet. He's still got a few more pizza commercials left in him. Peyton Manning is going to lead them with San Diego right behind. But San Diego, they're just not that good. Last year they got into the playoffs. They didn't even deserve to get into the playoffs. They lose Antonio Gates for the first part of the season this year. They're just not that good. Phillip Rivers doesn't have any real weapons to throw to. The running game, they keep cutting every running back that they get since LT left town.
But they do have Melvin Gordon this year.
They do.
Who I think is one of the most electric college running backs I've seen in the last decade.
We'll see.
He could be a renaissance of LT.
I just worry with running backs. New running backs, talking about people like Doug Martin, you can have a great year and then disappear.
Maybe this will be that great year.
Yeah, well, there you go.
In which
case, the Chargers will be 8-8, maybe 9-7.
Yeah, I think Melvin Gordon could have a great year, and I still think the Broncos are going to take it. There is a little question there, though. Are we going to see the vintage Peyton Manning, a great Peyton Manning? Or are we going to see him of the second half last year where every other throw was ducked? He had 15-10 touchdown and interception ratio. So really, we don't know if Father Time is taking its toll on him.
I don't think we're going to see either. I think we're going to see someone in the middle. I think that this team is good enough in the regular season to maybe even earn the number 1 spot in the AFC.
I think there's an interesting wrinkle in the Broncos scheme here. The new head coach Gary Kubiak. We get to see what he can actually do with a real quarterback. Sorry, Matt Schaub, not friend of the show. Yeah, I think it's really interesting.
Schaub was a good QB for a couple years. Broncos defense much better as well. So let's go to the NFC, the other side of the ball. Let's start with the NFC North. Is this surely not another tie that we're going to do here, picking the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC North?
No Jordy Nelson, no problem. Green Bay takes it. I mean, if it weren't for one of the most miraculous playoff comebacks of all time when Seattle had the onside kick amongst other heroics, we could have seen Green Bay as Super Bowl champions last year. We don't know that, but it could have been. You have the best quarterback in the game. It doesn't really matter who he's throwing
injured
to.
Too.
Yes.
He was a shell of himself and still way better than pretty much anybody else out there.
And he's still got Randall Cobb to throw to.
Yep.
It's a dynamic game breaker. Yeah. Anyone else competing for that one?
Nope, the Bears will be horrible.
What about the Lions?
Lions. No, they get rid of Ndamukong Suh. You know, he's your best defensive player. He's not a nice guy, but he's your best defensive player. You get rid of him. I don't see how that defense is going to be better, and the defense was only just good enough to carry this team last time. So I don't really see how the Lions are going to do it. Vikings. No one's talking about the Vikings return of AP, but you dropped your pen.
I did drop my pen.
The Vikings made you so mad. We'll go to commercial break. He gets his pen.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, both the Detroit. I don't see their D-line making up for those 8.5 sacks of Ndamukong Suh last year. So I think they're just a worse team than they were. So no Ndamukong Suh, big problem for the Lions.
Taking the Packers. Let's move on. Until we get a disagreement, we're just going to keep doing this. Yeah. We'll do CFL. We'll do all these other
Arena
leagues.
Football League.
Yeah, exactly.
Aussie Rules Football
Indoor,
League.
yeah. We'll do them all. Let's talk
CIS.
about... You think the most exciting division is the AFC North, right?
AFC North.
I have a question. NFC South.
Okay. South.
Now I say most exciting by means that none of these teams are exciting, which makes it exciting. Get me? Right. Put answers on a postcard, please. The Saints, I have winning the division, but this is a complete coin toss. I could see the Falcons doing it, but I just think you go with the best QB. The best QB is Drew Brees still.
Yeah, I think we're gonna agree again.
What?
We're gonna agree again. This is the worst division in football. Still.
Yes.
Would you agree?
It's the best because it's the worst.
Yes.
Tampa Bay could win this division this year.
I almost actually, you know what? I don't want to make a pick. I don't want to give respect to the NFC well.
You banged the hammer. Take it back.
I'm not making winner.
Court is adjourned. No pick.
I mean, you got Jimmy Graham's out of there, Kellen Benjamin's out of there. It's even worse than last year.
Yeah.
Fold all 4 teams.
Yep.
Make this a 7-division league.
Yep. They should.
Let's move on. NFC East.
Okay.
Easy bet, right?
Do you
RG3 and the Washingtonians? Right?
All day. Yeah. All day, every day, except for game day. The Washington Redskins are going to be a fantastic ball club, except for game day. Yeah. They are going to be I'm going out on a limb. This is how much I hate the Washington team right now. Worst record in the league this year. Worst record in the league. That beats all the classic contenders of the Oakland Raiders, the Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't see any improvement whatsoever from the Redskins. Their offensive line is hopeless. And they have no QB. Who knows what QB they have? They're going to go with Cousins again, who plays awful most of the time.
I just pick a CFL quarterback and slot him in there.
Vince Young. Let's bring Vince back. Yeah, we both don't like Washington.
But there are some big boys in this division. Mm-hmm. There are a couple of big boys, I would say. Dallas and Philly. Are you agreeing it's going to come down to those two?
Dallas has boys in the name. It's I'm not agreeing it's going to come down to those two.
No, you're putting the Giants in there. Oh, no.
The G-Men.
No. But what would you like to say about the G-Men?
The G-Men are going to be back. They have so many offensive weapons. I don't see how any team can live up with their firepower. If they play even remotely decent defensively. The Cowboys, I'm going to talk more about the Cowboys, what they've done to lose from last year. They got rid of the best running back. They finally figured a winning solution in Dallas. Okay, run the ball. They had a great zone gap runner, a good offensive line. Romo threw it, fantastic, and then they let him go.
I think this division is actually...
Eagles. Tell me at least you're going Eagles, please.
I think this... You talked about the best running back, and I assume you're meaning DeMarco Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I think this division will come down to DeMarco Murray.
You're going Eagles.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think either he's going to prove he's the best running back in the league, or he's going to have a lousy season and prove that Dallas offensive line is one amazing unit. And if so, we're going to see that Dallas team win the division.
I don't think Dallas is going to win it. I could agree with the Eagles maybe, but for me the Eagles, the quarterback situation is still open arms. If you have Tim Tebow on your roster at any point, you cannot be a serious Super Bowl contender. You just can't be.
Well,
not anymore. He used all of his miracles that one year in Denver. So I'm going Giants.
I'm going Cowboys, and I think they could even make some noise in the playoffs if Dez could come down to the ground with the ball in his possession. But
Couldn't disagree more. Giants. That's how we settle things. Don't give that
that
look.
was not settled at all.
NFC West.
Okay.
Is this another easy one? It's some talented teams, but less talented this year round than has been in the past. And I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks to maintain. Just because the Arizona Cardinals still haven't got this QB situation going.
Yeah, I mean, 2013 Super Bowl champions, 2014 NFC champions, 2015 they add Jimmy Graham, the second best tight end in the game. I mean, and the division's getting worse. They're gonna win. I can't argue against it.
Even without Chancellor, and they need to get Chancellor back and get him on the field. But even without Chancellor there,
I don't know if this is a meaningless stat or something that could prove to be very important. Did you know the Cardinals last year, with Carson Palmer starting, were 6-0? 6-0, Matty. 6-0.
then they started Ryan Lindley. Who is this?
What I'm trying to
Why
say-
did you not go and get Matt Hasselbeck? They had the best defense, in my opinion, in the league last year. Why did they not go and get Matt Hasselbeck, someone who can throw a ball? He's old, but he's sat on the Colts as a backup. You got Ryan Lindley throwing in the playoffs.
But what I'm saying is, if Carson Palmer can stay healthy for once,
Yeah,
I don't think people are not giving enough credit to the Cardinals.
the Cardinals are a good team. They'll make the playoffs, but I can't trust the decision making.
They have upset potential.
Rams. We haven't talked about the Rams.
What would you like to say about the Rams?
Not much.
49ers, they're a
Yeah.
mess. No Harbaugh.
They are a
Feels
mess.
like half the teams are tired by the age
Yeah.
of 25.
I don't know what their helmets are made out of, but they need new helmets because everybody's quit. Everybody has quit that organization.
Yeah.
So gonna go out on a limb and say it's not gonna be San Francisco's year, but
That's risky. But okay,
that will be
we
it.
agreed on that one.
Alright.
I think that's all 8 divisions, Matty.
It is.
That's all 8 divisions. So that means it's time to predict a Super Bowl champion. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Coming out of the AFC. Wow.
And I have been back and forth a few times on this one. I think Patriots are a better team, but they're not better than what they were last year. And to be honest with you, New England, they kind of got a little bit lucky to get in past Baltimore. I mean, they trounced the Deflategate is completely a waste of time because they trounced the Colts. But against Baltimore should have won. And I think that maybe Peyton's got one more Super Bowl run left in him. If that defense plays as good as what they're looking like they might play, then I'm going to go with Denver Broncos.
I don't have enough faith in Peyton's arm to side with you on this one. I'm gonna go.
He can kick it. He's a pretty good kicker.
I don't care how inflated the balls are. I think the Pats are gonna come out of the AFC. I just think they're gonna be playing motivated. I don't think they're that much worse than last year. I mean, you're gonna have a healthy Gronk all season long, hopefully.
Probably not, but so NFC.
We assume.
You first.
I first. I'm going with the Seahawks. They're just the best. No.
So you're going with the Super Bowl matchup that happened last year.
I think
That is so
They've
unpredictable
kept-
of you. I am going with the Super Bowl matchup at least from 2 years ago. I'm going with Seattle.
I haven't told you about my boldness in this decision. Are you ready for the bold moment of the day? I predict not only will the Seahawks go 16-0 this year, I think if the Patriots can get by the Colts in the one game they play, we could have 2 16-0 teams. 2 16-0 teams. Like, I don't see any team beating them from each division.
I'm
each
moving
conference.
on.
So who do you got winning the Super Bowl? We picked each conference.
Sorry,
Who do you guys?
froze for a second. Peyton Manning, Denver Broncos.
That's big time.
You just predicted 2 teams will go 16-0.
No, I said I wouldn't be surprised. I would
What?
not be surprised.
I would.
Um,
I think everybody
okay, I
else
would
would.
be surprised.
Okay.
I think it is more possible than ever here, particularly in the NFC. But my pick for the Super Bowl, I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. I think they almost
Should've
had a
won last
chance at being an all-time great. They could be going for the third
Should be.
Super Bowl in a row if it weren't for an amazing interception by friend of the show Malcolm Butler. they're a better team. They got Jimmy Graham. As long as Bam Bam Cam Chancellor comes back, which he might not.
He needs to get himself on the field. You sign the contract, you play. That's don't know what to see. Let's move to baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays have a new starting pitcher.
They have a new starting pitcher.
They do.
They sure do. Starting this Saturday in the Bronx, the Stro Show, Marcus Stroman.
He's back.
Are you nervous for this?
No.
Taking the place of Burley in the rotation for a rotation.
Played a high school game, or what basically is a high school game the other day. Did not play well.
No.
But now he's going to go to the Bronx and play the Bombers. But I'm not nervous. You know why?
Why?
He's replacing Mark Burley. He gets lit up there every day anyway. Mark Burley in Yankee Stadium is just awful.
Do you really believe that Yankee Stadium, it's him in Yankee Stadium, or do you think it's just not big enough sample size? Like, he got lit up with guys that when none of the guys on the Yankees right now were on the team. That has nothing to do with it. It's just a random coincidence.
But Burley's not played well the last couple of games.
No,
and I think
that is a stat you should look at.
Yeah,
that he's been
exactly. Giving him a rest, not a bad idea in my opinion. I think, and bringing Stroman. What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, you lose one game, it's. I think it's a no-brain decision. Clearly, Alex Anthopoulos does not want to put him into the bullpen. At no point has that ever been a conversation. And you got to use Stroman. He's got a fresh arm, but you got to use him somewhere. So you have to try and stop him.
Fresh arm or rusty arm? Depends on how you look at it. I think, to me, this is the most anticipated game of the year. This Saturday start. Stroman was supposed to be the ace going into the season. You lose him. Devastation across the whole franchise. People think the Jays are doomed. And then all of a sudden, it's like another trade deadline acquisition in the middle of a pennant race. It's amazing that we're getting him back. A thinking man, Zandy, thinks that he might struggle on Saturday. First time facing Major League pitching in a year. Struggled in AAA. But the Blue Jay fan, Andy, oh boy, he sees success. I can't help it.
Until proven otherwise. So bringing Stroman back, good decision, bad decision?
I think it's a good decision only because they're doing it now and not later on when it could be more important.
You don't bring him back now, you can't bring him back.
I think as long as Gibbons has a very short leash on him, if he starts walking a bunch of guys, can't locate his pitches, yank him right away. I think it's good. I support.
Stroman, starting Saturday. Staying with the Blue Jays. Actually, I want to talk quickly about another Blue Jays pitcher. Okay, I'm just going to throw this in there. R.A. Dickey. Okay? R.A. Dickey. This has worried me now for quite some time, and I'm sure it's worried a lot of viewers around here too. I heard on the radio that he looks like the Burger King mascot. Okay? Now, he does kind of look like the mascot, but fans, I'm going to tell you, the top 4, he's number 5. The top 4 players around the world that look like mascots. Number 4, we got Robert Kraft. He is the Quaker Oats guy. Okay? He just is. Number 3, Andrea Pirlo is Captain Morgan. Looks just like him to me.
Twins.
You got number 2. If Wayne Rooney is not the Mad Magazine mascot kid, I don't know who is.
No, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, it should have been. And number 1, now this one's almost uncanny. Like, this one's crazy. Jose Bautista looks almost identical to the Booster Juice logo of Joey Bats. Okay. That one's uncanny. That one's got to be the number 1, surely. For sure.
I think that's it.
So there you go. Fact of the day. Moving on.
Fact of the day.
Fact. No facts in there whatsoever.
That is a fact.
Staying with the Jays, lineup. Is it settled? Rivera leading off, or you want to see Tulo back leading off?
I like it for now. Tulo's been relatively cold since he came to Toronto. You don't want a bat at the beginning of the order, just giving a free out. Revere, he just slaps the ball around it doesn't take any effort from him. He led the NL in hits last year. He's the kind of guy that you want to get on base so he can create havoc in the base paths. He's really the only base stealing threat outside of Pilar sometimes. I like it. He's a 300 hitter.
I think ideally you want Rivera leading off, right? You all play computer games. You want Ben Rivera leading off so he can steal base every time. He's only stole 2 bases since he's been a Blue Jay. That's a little bit of a concern for me. I don't know why that's happening. But to be honest with you, I really don't care. I do not care who leads off. If you look at the numbers, since joining the Blue Jays, Tulo's average is low. It's 225. Rivera's 317. Okay, but the amount of times walked, Rivera's walked 7% of the time, and Tulo is walked 10% of the time. So he gets on base a little bit more. But then Rivera steals a little bit more. It's a coin toss. It doesn't matter. So long as both of these guys... Either way, you put any of the top guys in the lineup leading off. I let Ryan Goins lead off. At this point, it doesn't matter for the lineup. You got Josh Donaldson right behind them anyway. So
it definitely is nitpicking a little bit too much. The leadoff hitter is only guaranteed to lead off an inning once a game. Just one time. It doesn't matter if you hit him first or ninth. I think it's good that he's in front of the power hitters, though.
Yeah, I keep him there. That's fine until he doesn't play well.
Tulo hitting fifth though does give Edwin more protection.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
when Tulo gets hot, you really want to face Donaldson, followed by Joey Bats, who you can't move from the third place spot. Edwin and then Tulo.
Yeah, they can't walk Edwin anymore.
No.
If Tulo's behind him.
Yeah. And they always walk Joey anyway, so.
That's true.
All right. Change. Let's actually stay with the sport.
Let's go to the East Coast, though.
Yeah, let's go. So, my arms are getting pretty tired just thinking about this.
Yeah.
But Matt Harvey has decided that he's going to be the one to decide how many innings he's going to pitch.
Yeah, Matt Harvey, not the team doctor. Matt Harvey. He's arbitrarily choosing this number, 180 innings, thinking he's some sort of health expert, knowing that is when your arm falls off.
And I understand if you're 50 years old. He's 26!
Yeah.
Like, this for me is appalling because it just shows that his head is not completely in on this season. The Mets need him to be all in on this season. He is thinking about the future, making money in the free agents market, making sure that he has a long career. That's great. Win now. Think about that stuff later. You need to be in pitching now, winning games. Who cares how many innings you pitch? Like, really?
I think following this logic of Matt Harvey, he's the Dark Knight. We should follow his logic, right? Just follow along, just not questioning him. I think Josh Donaldson should only play 120 games a year. He doesn't want to risk injury.
No.
No.
Take him out.
No.
Yeah.
Matt Harvey is quitting on his teammates. I think that's the simplest way to put it.
I couldn't agree more.
Selfish move, and I'll cheer against them in the playoffs.
Wow.
I will. Not that I'm a big Mets fan anyway.
Listen, your boy plays for the Mets.
Big
B.
The defensive wizard,
yeah.
Bartolo Colon.
So really, that's a good thing because it's going to give Bartolo more innings. So
Matt Harvey he's the ace of the Mets. He kind of brought this franchise back from the grave. He has a 2.6 ERA this year in over 160 innings pitched. He's clearly an ace. Should the Mets consider trading him in the offseason?
Maybe.
He's not
they fell out.
Yeah,
he's not a team player. I think
he's clearly thinking about
unless he goes
free
lights out in the playoffs and like I get it if you're saving yourself for the playoffs and stuff like that, but he's 26. Like, come on, you're the ace. I'd be like David Price, being like, you know what, you got me. You've sealed the wild card spot. I'm done. Let's just chill out. I'll pitch the wild card game. We'll get lucky. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. So you were talking about the Mets maybe getting rid of Harvey. What about the Blackhawks? Is Kane done? Is this it? Like, is he? How long are the Blackhawks going to stick with Patrick Kane?
You know what? This is a really tricky allegation. We can't just assume he's guilty.
No, I'm not saying I would never say such a thing. And every single thing he's been charged for in the past, he's been cleared of all charges. 2009, cleared of all charges. I get that. It's time to cash and run now while you still can. That's what
I say leave it in the hands of the law. Wait till they make their verdict, and then we'll make ours.
Nice. Hang the hammer.
Time for our favorite part of the week, Maddie.
Your favorite.
I've been waiting 7 days for this. Every night I've been thinking about it. Every day I've been thinking about it. When I'm driving, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it all the time. It's the picks of the week. I'll start. I'll give the first pick.
Sure.
I got a
Throw
sleeper.
it out there.
I got
Let's
a
go.
sleeper. Wake up, Toronto. I got a sleeper. I'm taking the Browns. The Browns. Browntown. In New York over the Jets. They're getting 3 points.
Just giving it.
I think we can both agree they're awful teams. I think they're evenly awful.
So you're saying a tie?
But I think the Jets' D is particularly awful. They had the worst touchdown to interception ratio in the NFL last year, and I don't think the aging, slowing, however way you want to describe him, Darrelle Revis is going to be that much of an improvement. I'll take those 3 points any day and put a little money on the Browns.
Little money, not the life savings.
No, you just wait.
Okay. I'm going with another team who's particularly bad. We won't choose bad teams this week. I'm going with home field advantage, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Tennessee Titans. Now, this would be a matchup of two new quarterbacks, right? Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. I think Winston's going to have a coming out party. He has that swagger. He's going to come out. He's going to play one miraculous game. And Mariota's not going to throw any interceptions, but he has no one to throw to. He has no weapons. Now, you have to go against the 3 points, which doesn't scare me with these 3 points. But I say take Tampa Bay at home for the spread against the Tennessee Titans. And I got another one for you.
You have 2.
I got 2. Well, I have like 8, but I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to choose a pick'em. I'm going Houston Texans against Kansas City Chiefs. Go with the home field advantage. Take the Houston Texans.
Taking the Texans.
Taking
the Texans over the
Texans.
Chiefs. You're taking the Texans. Even though the Chiefs just picked up a top 10 receiver in Jerry Maclin.
Texans.
What's your reasoning? Texans.
Home field advantage.
Jeez.
They're both good. They're both the same team. It's just the Texans. My reasoning is J.J. Watt. We already know he's going to play every position.
I hope our verdict followers come back next week for your bet on a coin toss. I can't wait for that
that's
one.
That's how bold I am. Texans are going to win.
No, okay. You know what? Don't listen to him. Listen to me. I've got a get rich quick scheme for you.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Take all the money from under your pillow. Go to your savings account. Take it all out. Sell everything you have right now to get money. Go to a loan shark. Just take all the money you can. This spread is unbelievable. Cincinnati is only giving 3.5 points to Oakland this weekend. Oakland, one of the worst teams in the past decade. Have they played a playoff game in my life? Yes, I'm not 10 years old, but not recently. Cincinnati has made the playoffs 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. Oakland had the worst defense in football last year. They allowed more points than anyone else. Oakland's awful.
I got no reason.
A perennial contender.
I got no reason to fight against you.
I'd give Oakland 20 points in this one. Just push it all in, and you will be rich.
I have no reason to fight against you, but I do have a reason to fight against the people that keep a lot of money under the pillow. Get a checking account, for God's sake. That's all for the verdict this week. From Matt Ice and the guy beside me, who we don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure is bigger than Jesus. It's Big Andy. That's all.
I'm gonna put a hex on you.
Texans! Take the Texans!